Count Dooku, otherwise known as Darth Tyrannus, is one of the most enigmatic, suave, and sophisticated bad guys in the Star Wars galaxy. We know that he was the one who ordered the creation of the clone army not long after the events of Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. We know that he became a Sith Lord and leader of the Confederacy of Independent Systems that he led throughout the Clone Wars, and that he met his demise at the hands of Anakin Skywalker. But what about the untold history of the character? The stuff you have to dig a lot deeper to find out. Well, there's plenty to get your teeth into, so we're going to go all the way back to the year 102 BBY, to the planet Sereno. Dooku was the child of the planet's ruler, Count Gora and Countess Anya. He was quickly identified as Force sensitive and taken to be trained as a Jedi by Master Yoda. As he trained, other younglings became jealous of his superior powers. He was adept with his blue-bladed lightsaber and quick to pick up new techniques. Dooku had soon mastered the lightsaber combat Form 2, also known as Makashi. Form 2 was one of the earliest lightsaber combat forms established, even predating the creation of blasters. It was designed to be a great defense against every other form of lightsaber combat at that time. Eventually, Dooku passed the Jedi trials and was granted the rank of Master, at which point he took an apprentice of his own. Rael Averross was a skilled and headstrong young apprentice with a bright future ahead of him. He did struggle with authority though, and found conforming to the ideals of the Jedi fairly difficult. Luckily, through Dooku's strict tutelage, brought Averross into line, and he even graduated to become a master himself. At this point, Dooku took on a second apprentice, a 12-year-old Qui-Gon Jinn. As with Averross, Qui-Gon was not the easiest apprentice to train. He was at first unsure of himself and openly admitted to not being confident that he wanted to be a Jedi at all. Dooku valued his honesty, insight, and intelligence, and provided his apprentice with all the care and attention he needed to become a great Jedi. During Dooku's time training Qui-Gon, he inadvertently triggered his apprentice's desire to find out more about Jedi prophecies. Dooku didn't approve of such activities, finding them pointless and unworthy of a Jedi's time. However, this only stoked Qui-Gon's interest and drove him to find out more. This is eventually what led Qui-Gon to come to the conclusion that Anakin Skywalker was the one who was prophesied to bring balance to the Force. But that's another story for another time. Eventually, Qui-Gon himself graduated to becoming a Jedi Master, reluctantly taking on a Padawan learner of his own, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Meanwhile, Dooku took on a third apprentice. Not much is known about this additional apprentice, other than it was a female who quickly fell to the dark side and being killed. Dooku saw this as a great embarrassment and a blemish on his otherwise perfect track record of training apprentices. Over the years though, Dooku started to see the corruption of the Senate. He fundamentally disagreed with how things were run and even questioned the role of the Jedi and why they were protecting such a dirty and broken system. He believed the Jedi and the government to be too closely connected, something which was good for neither party, especially the Jedi. So, at the age of 60, Dooku returned to his home world of Sereno to contemplate his next step. His disillusionment, combined with his embarrassment over his failure with his third apprentice, had really shaken his faith in the Jedi Order. While on his home planet, Dooku became entangled in a conflict that was brought on by his brother, Count Ramil. A large battle ensued, in which Dooku was forced to kill his own sibling. This meant that he inherited the title of Count of Sereno, as well as his sizable family fortune, one of the largest in the galaxy. Dooku then contacted his old master, Yoda. He explained his decision and told Yoda that he would not be returning to the Order. His old master respected his decision, understanding Count Dooku's point of view. He instructed him to keep his lightsaber as a reminder that being a Jedi was more than just a title. And so it was that Count Dooku became the 20th and most recent member of the Lost 20, respected Jedi Masters who had made a personal choice to walk away from the Order. Interestingly though, Count Dooku was still a valued Force user, and it was made clear to him that he was welcome in the Jedi Temple whenever he was on Coruscant. Indeed, he had many meetings with the High Council, even defending his old apprentice Qui-Gon Jinn when the other Jedi were butting heads with him and his maverick ways. It was during one such visit though, where Count Dooku was approached by the Sith Lord Darth Sidious, who planted the idea of dissolving the connection between the Jedi and the Senate. Sidious saw the former Jedi as a potential leader for a separatist movement, an appointment that Count Dooku eventually accepted. and so the two lay the groundwork for what would eventually become the Clone Wars. Dooku, now known as Darth Tyrannus, recruited Jango Fett, the clone template on one of the moons of Bogdon. He wiped important information from the Jedi archives, and he formed a confederacy of independent systems. The plans were laid, and from that point on, Tyrannus and his master Darth Sidious bided their time until they could put their plan into action. And the rest, as they say, is history.
It is obvious that this contest cannot be decided by our knowledge of the Force, but by our skills with a lightsaber.
So there you have it, the untold history of Count Dooku. If you want to catch up on Dooku's full story, be sure to read Master and Apprentice by Claudia Gray, listen to Cavan Scott's audiobook, Dooku, Jedi Lost, and of course watch the Clone Wars series, as well as Star Wars Episodes 2 and 3. So what do you think of this prestigious and sophisticated bad guy? We'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions, so drop them down below in the comments section. Thanks for watching, and as always, may the Force be with you.